People shouldn't have to come on social media and tell y'all how broke they are for y'all to understand that we're in a economy. Realistically, no matter who you are, no matter what job you have, realistically, most of the time, you're probably struggling in this economy. Or even if you're not struggling, you can recognize the fact that like it is a economy. It's way overpriced and gas is $5 a gallon. So like I said, it shouldn't take for people to come on here and tell y'all that they dirt fucking poor and dirt fucking broke for y'all to know that just getting fucked up.
There's a lot of recession indicators right now. Listen, there's a lot of recession indicators right now. The number one, one of the number, well, not number one of the number ones, but a number one recession indicator is white people delivering food. I'm getting white Door Dashers. I mean, when white people start delivering, when white people start becoming street waiters, you know a recession is coming. When you know another thing that's not good, a lot of 30-year-olds are living with their parents, and that's becoming normal. I don't know how many people I know that's 30 that live with their parents, and they got jobs. These are not broke people, but it just is not sustainable. Like, and also these gas prices at this rate, people not gonna buy nothing. If you gotta choose gas over, you gotta choose gas over everything now. You can't even have a decent life because gas is a damn Happy Meal. Gas is $7. You get a Happy Meal without the Happy. That's what's going on. These are all recession indicators. We're heading towards a recession. If these gas prices don't go down, if they don't start going down, I'm telling you, just economists are saying this, it's not going to be good. Because at 30 years old, now it's not even looked at as bad. It's like, we get it, bro. You're trying to be frugal. Living with your parents at this point is a financially smart decision. That's how bad it is. Shout out to all the white Door Dashers, man. God, what's going on?
Have you ever stopped to wonder why it feels almost impossible to stop working no matter how much money you make? It's easy to think that's just how life works, but the reality is that modern society is built around a system where basic necessities, constant spending, and financial obligations keep most people locked in the same cycle. Today, we're breaking down why that cycle exists, how it quietly reinforces itself, and why escaping it feels so much harder than it appears, and why escaping it is so much harder than it first appears.
So we do not tax the rich enough in the U.S. And when I say we don't tax the rich enough, I mean we don't tax the rich enough. So let's take Social Security, for example. If you make $40,000 a year, 100% of every dollar you make gets taxed for Social Security. It's not a lot, but it does happen. If you make $120,000 a year, 100% of what you make, every dollar, gets taxed for Social Security until you start making $184,000 a year or more. Once you hit that threshold, anything you make above $184 is no longer taxed for Social Security. So if I make $500,000 a year, that's what my company pays me, I only have to pay up to $184,000 of my salary to, or the taxes to, Social Security. Only up to $184,000 of my salary is taxable. If I'm making $1 million, only $184,000 is taxable. And they say they put this in place because Social Security was supposed to be a safety net, not an actual retirement plan. But it's weird to me that you're saying it's a safety net, but you're only charging the lower, middle to lower income people in the country full amount. All what they make is getting taxed for this Social Security. But the richest among us, they're not getting taxed. Once they only up to $184,000. After that, it doesn't matter if they're making $10 million, they are not getting taxed for Social Security. And I think this pretty much sums up the problem with the United States obsession with this capitalistic venture, protect the millionaires, protect the billionaires. If Social Security removed that cap, millions of dollars would flood into the Social Security program. Potentially even $1 billion. Just money on money on money that was not there before. And the richest people, everyone who's making $1 million plus, wouldn't even notice the money leaving them because it's per dollar. It's not that high, but they would barely notice that they were getting taxed more. But we have to protect the rich. We cannot allow the rich to pay more money into Social Security because why should we? Because it would only benefit the poor. That means y'all know that something's wrong with the system And you know people wouldn't be able to contribute to the economy if they were older, so you have this Social Security in place to ensure they're able to contribute to the economy. Now, if you just tax the rich appropriately and just made it a tax across the board, whatever money anybody gets is taxed, take out the cap, we would all be good. Older people in this country would retire knowing that they would be able to get Social Security if they worked here, and everything would be fine. But we're not doing that because we can't tax the rich. And I know it sounds small, but when you start to think about if Social Security is being capped to protect rich people, what else is? Y'all have a good day.
Life doesn't really start from a neutral place anymore. It starts with costs already attached to everything, you just need to function. Housing takes up a huge chunk of income, even in places that aren't considered expensive anymore, and it keeps pushing upwards over time. Food isn't just about eating. It's tied to constant price changes that slowly eat into whatever money people are managing to save. Transportation is basically required in most places, which means you're either paying for a car, gas, insurance, or constant alternatives that still cost money. Education used to seem like a path upward, but now it often starts people off with debt before they even earn anything. So before someone even gets to think about building a life, they're already in a position where working becomes the only way to stay stable. The structure isn't random either. It's consistent across different parts of life in a way that keeps reinforcing itself. Even basic independence ends up having a monthly price tag attached to it that doesn't really go away. And once all those needs stack together, not working stops being unrealistic instead of optional. It creates a starting point where survival and employment are basically the same thing from day one.
I just logged in to pay my third month of loan payments back after PA school. I'm a PA now. And my total is higher than when I started paying it back. My interest rates are absurd. I just cannot believe how insane our just like education system and the student debt is so crazy. And I knew that coming in, so I don't want anyone commenting negatively, but it is just so insane to me that I've made multiple payments towards my balance and it just keeps getting higher. I have multiple loans, federal loans, to be able to go to PA school. I came in debt free. I was very blessed, but I have 5 different loans and the interest rates are 6.5, 7.05, 7.5, 8.08, and 9.08. And the 3 highest ones are on the 3 largest sums. Well, almost the 3 largest sums. And it's just so crazy. And the one thing I have learned in healthcare is life is so short. So yeah, do I want to get this paid off like ASAP? Yes, obviously. But do I want to like kill myself, drain every paycheck, limit my chance to travel, see friends, spoil my friends and family? No. There's a balance. But I feel like even with the balance, I'm in a never-ending hole with the level of interest and the compilation of just this debt. So if anyone has any advice, let me know. I've already considered refinancing the loans. I'm going to be talking to a student debt financial advisor because I tried talking to just a general financial advisor who didn't know enough. I guess there's a lot changing constantly with the repayment plans, which is true. They took away the save plan. So anyway, I don't know what to do. And I am switching jobs from a nonprofit to a for-profit. So the 10-year public service loan forgiveness is not going to apply to me for the foreseeable future. And I'm just super overwhelmed. This is so crazy. And the craziest part is I'm very blessed. I have, a stable income, shared expenses, minimal shared expenses. I just am I have no words.
Getting money doesn't really break the cycle because the moment people earn it, there's already pressure on where it goes next. Modern life is built around constant spending that doesn't always feel like spending at first. Subscriptions, bills, upgrades, replacements, everything slowly turns into something recurring instead of a one-time purchase. Even things that used to last longer now feel designed to wear down faster so they can be replaced more often. Social expectations also play a role because people end up feeling like they have to keep up with certain standards just to feel normal. That standard keeps shifting, so what felt fine a year ago suddenly feels outdated. Marketing just reinforces that idea in the background all the time. Making new purchases feels like they're fixing a problem instead of creating a new one. So even when someone tries to save, there's always another cost waiting right after. It starts to feel like money isn't just earned and stored, it's already assigned before it even arrives. The system doesn't really need to force spending directly because everything around daily life already pushes it naturally. The hardest part is that even when people see the cycle, there isn't a clean way to exit it without falling behind in other areas. Debt is one of the biggest anchors because it turns future income into something already spoken for. Jobs also don't provide income, they shape time, energy, and what people are able to do outside of work. So even trying to opt out usually just shifts pressure somewhere else instead of removing it. The system is set up so progress exists, but only inside its own boundaries. You can move up, but moving up usually means more responsibility, more cost, and more pressure to maintain it. That's why success doesn't even feel like freedom for a lot of people. It just feels like a higher level of the same routine. The loop stays stable because every exit point has another requirement attached to it. And over time, that makes the cycle feel less like a phase and more like the default structure of life itself.